Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, then welcome. My name is Christina, and on my channel we talk all things beauty from my own experiences. So before you go, make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave any comments that you have for me down below. Today we're doing a new video to my channel. We're gonna do a purchase or pass video, a will I buy it or leave it type of video. We're going to be looking at a couple of different Instagram accounts that I follow to help me kind of like stay in the know on new makeup releases, and I'm going to talk you guys through if I'm going to buy it or if I'm going to pass on it. And also I want y'all's opinion as well. Like if there's a product that I'm not sure of, or I don't know, if you want to see something like you're dying to see me review it, then let me know in the comments down below. Let me know why maybe I should or shouldn't get a product. I would love to get your input on it. I feel like a video like this will really allow me to get more of y'all's feedback so I know what you want to see from me. If you guys do not already follow me on Instagram and TikTok, follow me over there if you want to see like quick bite reviews. Sometimes I'll purchase products and I'll solely review them on Instagram and TikTok, or maybe at some point they'll make their way to my YouTube channel, but typically I like to do bite-sized reviews and swatches and stuff of products over there. So the majority of the products that I've seen recently have been on the account Trend Mood 1, Makeup on Your Radar, and Diet Makeup 1. So I will be showing screenshots so you guys can see where I've been seeing these. A lot of them do have overlap on the releases, of course, because they're all talking about new makeup releases, but I did try to make note of the accounts that I saw them on first. So the first product is the Supergoop Protect Tint. This is the SPF 50 Daily Skin Tint, and I actually already purchased this, but I did want to note it so you guys know to keep an eye out. I am going to be doing a full comprehensive skin tint video with a couple of the newer released skin tints, so keep an eye out for that. These are $44 each. They come in 14 shades, and I believe they're supposed to be flexible shades because with a lot of these skin tints, because they're not full coverage, they are a little bit more flexible. I did end up going with the shade 30W, which is a medium golden, and I was kind of surprised by that, honestly, because I thought that I was going to be my typical neutral. My undertone is neutral, and 99% of the time I do end up getting a neutral shade, and that usually matches me really well. But I found that a lot of the neutrals that I was swatching in Sephora, they were kind of greenish on my skin tone, so I did go with the warm one. It did end up working. I actually have it on today and I have a lot of thoughts on it, but one of the newer releases, and yes, I did pick this one up. I thought I would start it off with the one I did get. Another product that I actually already own, they actually sent this to me, but I was going to purchase them if they didn't end up sending them to me. They are the brand new Kaja Dewy Bar Blush and Lip Balms. They kind of come in like a short little deodorant stick type of thing where you like roll it up. It actually comes in 6 shades. It shows here on Trend Mood that there's only 4 shades on here, but Kaja does tend to do exclusive shades for their website. They do launch on March 12th. I'm not quite sure when this video is going to be going up, but I'm pretty sure it'll be after the 12th, so they are supposed to be available by now. I did not really like the Pixie ones because they were just a little bit too sheer, and they ended up like lifting my makeup underneath, so my concealer would lift and then my hyperpigmentation was showing through the blush, and I just wasn't a fan of those. They were a little bit more of a gel consistency, but these look like the swatches are much more pigmented. They look very opaque and a little bit more creamy versus gel textured, so I'm really excited about these. They're supposed to be lightweight and buildable as well and leave you with a dewy look. I know that I'm going to love grapefruit gelato. That just seems like my type of shade, but I'm actually really excited for the strawberry sorbet because if this is more of a lightweight, sort of more sheer buildable coverage, I think these types of shades look like such a beautiful flush on the cheeks as long as it's not too pigmented on me. I am definitely going to be doing a reel or a TikTok or a short on those. Next is the new NARS with Love collection. Now this one, okay, so I am not a huge follower of NARS collections, to be honest. I never really have been. I like the products that I have from them, but I'm not a collector of NARS products. But This really caught my eye specifically because it shows that there's a cushion foundation with this collection. I am not aware of them having a cushion foundation, at least in Western NARS makeup. I know that NARS is very popular in Asia as well, and they have different products than we do. So maybe this is kind of like coming over here. Who knows? I don't know. But it also doesn't disclose how many shades they have. It only shows in this graphic that there are 2 shades. So I'm hoping that it's like a full foundation line where they have like from fair to deep skin tones. I know a lot of cushion foundations do not go very deep though, so that's a little bit concerning for me. I would be very, very curious to see what that cushion foundation is like. I almost have a feeling that they would kind of repurpose one of their older foundation formulas, you know what I mean? And then just use it in a cushion format. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up. It really just depends on, you know, what the formulation is, if it's a new one, and if they have my shade. I'm also interested in the Total Seduction eyeshadow sticks. It says they have a matte finish. I'm very, very interested in those. You guys know I love my cream eyeshadows, whether it's like in a stick form, if it's in a jar, and I really enjoy when stick eyeshadows can be a one and done eyeshadow. And because these are matte, I think that that would work perfectly if I didn't have to like use it with a primer or anything, like a one and done dream. When those come out, I think I'm definitely going to go into stores and like swatch them, at least kind of feel out the pigmentation and the formula of them. And if I like them, I will be picking up at least one. But everything else in the collection, I'm not too excited about. Like, I don't really care too much for the eyeshadow quad. I'm kind of like indifferent about the face palette. It's very much just like bronze tones, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of variation within the face palette. So is the setting powder new, or is it just repackaged for this collection? I don't know, but I know that this powder, like the translucent setting powder, is one of the top selling products in Asia when it comes to NARS. So if it's new to Western makeup, then I may look into that one because I've been curious for sure. Another complexion product, someone actually asked me if I was planning on picking this one up. This is the Ilia Skin Rewind Blurring Foundation and Concealer Complexion Stick. This retails for $48, so that's like super expensive to me, honestly, especially for a foundation stick. It kind of tracks though, because Ilia is quite expensive. It says it's a long-wearing skincare powered complexion stick that blurs instantly and visibly firms and smooths over time. It's a medium buildable coverage and it's a natural matte finish. I don't really hate that description. I think it's pretty standard for a foundation stick, if I'm being honest. I did like the Ilia skin tint. I still have it, but it's one of the skin tints that I don't reach for that often because it is a little bit more on the dewy, greasier side. I think it's definitely geared more towards those with dry to normal skin. And I know a lot of people that have oily skin that still wear it, but for me, I like to get like pretty good coverage with my skin tints because of my hyperpigmentation. And I find that I have to kind of build that one up on the skin. In saying that, maybe the foundation stick would be a better option for me because it probably has more coverage than their skin tint, but I don't know for certain. It's definitely intriguing to me. I love seeing a good foundation stick because the last couple that I've tried, like the Fenty one, the Basma one, those have been very nice and I really do enjoy them. But for $48, guys, that's like pretty pricey, right? I don't know if we know when the Ilia foundation is coming out. I don't know. I'm on the fence about this one. You guys are gonna have to let me know in the comments if you are curious to see how this works for me, or if like you could pass on it, because for me, I'm kind of indifferent. Like, for my personal preferences, I don't really have any want to purchase it really, but if you guys want to see it, then let me know, and then that's probably what's gonna make the decision for me. And also on the same post, they have the new Youth to the People Superfood Skin Drip Smooth and Glow Barrier Serum with kale and niacinamide. This is $44. I know this is skincare and we're talking more makeup, but I did want to note this one because I am so curious about this serum. I am a huge fan of love Youth to the People skincare. I love all the products that I've tried from them. I have gone through a couple of the moisturizers. I've used their glow oil. I'm currently using the Oasis serum. Like, I love their skincare. I think it's so good. And this one just looks so creamy and hydrating, but it also looks like it's more of a thin formulation in these photos. It's kind of like running down the fingers. So it's giving me a little bit more of a lightweight viscosity look to it, almost milky. So I am super curious about that. I'm like 95% sure I'm going to be picking this one up. Some drugstore new releases. We have these new Maybelline Sunkisser blushes. It says they're an easy to use liquid blush that provides a natural sun-kissed glow. The formula blends seamlessly and leaves skin feeling breathable and moisturized. Up to 20-hour wear. That's pretty long. When I first saw this on their page, I thought it was just shimmery lip glosses. Like, it looks like the same packaging as their lifter glosses, but they're actually blushes. And from these photos, they look like they have some shimmer in them. It looks like there may be some cream matte shades, but mainly shimmers. I do like the shade range. And what I mean by that is I feel like there are a lot of shades in this that I would personally wear. I don't think it's an extensive shade range, and I'm sure that they're going to be expanding this in the future, but maybe they're just gonna like kind of test the waters with this shade range. I'm not too crazy about how these kind of look glittery. I don't mind like a shimmery blush, but this looks like it kind of has chunky glitters in it. I could be wrong, but that's just what the photos look like. I like the shade Soul Search. Shades on, but those two look pretty similar on the cheeks based on these swatches. And I think City Sizzle is also a really pretty pop of color. I think that maybe I would pick up at least one just to try out the formulation and see if it's a good drugstore liquid blush. I'm always curious about those. These kind of look like they would be similar to the e.l.f. Glow Wands, but not quite as shimmery. So maybe I would like that better, because the e.l.f. Glow Wands, I had decided they're just too metallic, too glittery on my cheeks. So if this is a more toned down version of that, I think I would definitely be interested. Probably gonna purchase that. Probably only one though. The Danessa Myricks palette coming out. Oh, it's so pretty. So it's a more pinky mauvey blushy version of her Groundworks palette, basically. So this one is called Groundwork Blooming. It's a 20 pan palette with a mix of mattes and cream shades, so the same concept as her original Groundworks palette. I was really on the fence about getting the original Groundwork palette. I had seen that it's a good palette, but not really necessary to have all of those creams and powders in one. And at the time, I was debating on getting either that one or the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 3 palette during the fall sale at Sephora, and I ended up going with the Patrick Ta one, and I've had that Groundwork palette in the back of my mind since then. But whenever this one was announced, I was like, I think I'm gonna have to get that, because these shades, they're so beautiful. Like, you have your blushy tones in here, your deeper pink rosy tones, but you also have some tones that are leaning more neutral brown. So I feel like you would be able to create really beautiful looks with this. And with spring coming, I'm just like imagining a really ethereal, bloomy, like pinky toned eyeshadow. And I like that you can probably use these as blushes as well, like cream blushes and powders. With the original Groundwork, you could use those as like bronzers and contour and stuff, but I just feel like once I find a good bronzer or once I find a good contour, I'm not gonna want to like continue to change up the color, you know, at least the same way that I would with blushes. So I think I would get more use out of this one. If you guys want to see this palette in action before the Sephora sale, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll pick it up before then. But I'm kind of on the fence if I want to get it when it releases or if I want to get it during the Sephora sale, but I think that I'm going to be picking this one up because these shades, there's just so much variety to them, and I'm just super curious about her cream formulation as well. So this launches on March 19th, by the way, and it's $65. Makeup Forever is coming out with single eyeshadows. They have 39 new artist eyeshadows coming out. It says they have a creamy powder texture with a strong pigmentation, supposed to be no fallout because of the creamy powder texture. They are fade proof, they don't settle, and they last all day. And there's going to be 2 finishes. So we have 32 mattes and 7 shimmers. They have a lot of swatches like on the eyes here, but they all look edited. Like they kind of look photoshopped, you know, they're almost too perfect on the eyes. So I don't know if they're actually going to swatch this strong and this pigmented, but based on the colors, I like the colors. You definitely don't need all of these, obviously. I don't think anyone needs to buy 39 single eyeshadows. It looks like all the neutrals are pretty similar, to be honest, and only a few pops of color. I don't know. I think that I'm just gonna pass on this one, especially because I have that Danessa Myricks palette in mind, and I just purchased the Makeup by Mario Neutrals palette, so I'm kind of like eyeshadowed out right now. These don't really speak to me that much, but I thought that I would include it for you guys. The brand Adept Cosmetics is coming out with a brand new eyeshadow palette. It's called the Chameleon Professional. It has 5 mattes, 10 shimmers, and dual/multicolored polarized colors. It is gorgeous. You can see that there's like some duochromes in it, and they just look so shiny and beautiful and pigmented. Like, oh, I love it. But the thing with me and indie brands is that I get really intimidated. I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like indie brands come out with gorgeous, amazing eyeshadow palettes and formulations, but I am just not a huge eyeshadow girl when it comes to like coming up with creative, fun eyeshadow looks. I'm not good at it, if I'm being completely honest. So even though this is like an absolutely gorgeous palette to me, like it's honestly kind of breathtaking, I don't think I'm actually going to get that much use out of it. So I think I would probably pass. Oh my gosh, the packaging too. Oh, it's so beautiful. This releases on March 15th. Ooh, I thought the price was on here, but I'm pretty sure it's a more expensive palette, but it's so pretty. Like legitimately so pretty. If you love a really fun color story, I think that would be a really fun palette to get. Gisou is coming out with 3 new lip oil shades. If you don't know, their lip oil kind of went viral for a little while. Like you couldn't buy it. It was sold out for quite a while. I have the original. I like it. It does leave a little bit of like a yellow tint on the lips, which is kind of weird. It's not going to be a thick, tacky, sticky type of lip oil. It is very much a true oil on the lips. So if you want something that's super long wearing, this may not be the lip oil for you, but I do find that it's really hydrating and it feels nice to have that like slick oil feeling on your lips sometimes. I don't know, that's just me. They're coming out with a new improved lip oil formulation. It has jojoba and meadow foam. I'm not sure what that is, but they're coming out with 3 shades: Watermelon Sugar, which is a clear pink shimmer. How cute. Mango Passion Punch, a sheer hot coral, and Strawberry Sorbet, a sheer pinky red. I am leaning towards Mango Passion Punch because honestly, I want to smell it. I love mango and I love the combination of mango passion fruit, and I feel like it's so summertime, you know, and the color looks beautiful. I think on the lips it would actually read really similarly to the Haus Labs PH lip oil in the shade Secondary. That's the orange one, and I feel like it kind of like once it's on my lips, it almost looks like a hot coral orange shade, but in the most natural way possible. And I feel like this Mango Passion Punch would give me that same look, so I'm like really intrigued by it. It releases on March 29th. I want to see more swatches of this. Like I need to see swatches on the lips, or at least like arm swatches. I'm sure that it's going to be a very sheer formulation though, like when it comes to the pigmentation. So I'm not expecting it to be anything like, I don't know, the Summer Fridays lip oils. I think it would be more similar to the Haus Labs ones, you know? Speaking of Haus Labs, they're coming out with brand new blush shades. They're Colorfused blush powders. They just changed the compact. At first I thought it was a formulation change, but they just changed the front of it from being a silver reflective to matching the inside color, which is nice. If you have the collection and you don't want to go in and like look for the shade, you can kind of see it on the top right there. So they're actually coming out with two new shades, French Rosette and Fire Moon. And these two shades look so pretty to me. I feel like French Rosette would probably be the one that I pick up because I feel like it would translate a little bit darker on my skin tone. Like it looks a little bit more rosy here and quite bright, but once I put it on the cheeks, I feel like it's going to kind of warm to my complexion. But I'm very intrigued by Fire Moon. A little more hesitant about this shade because I kind of feel like it's going to just blend into whatever bronzer I wear whenever I wear this one, or maybe it'll kind of compete with my bronzer. I'm not really sure, but this is for sure one that I'm probably gonna have to go into the store and swatch. I think I want to get one, but it's $44, so that's pretty pricey. And to be quite honest, I don't reach for my Haus Labs blushes that often. A lot of it does have to do with the fact that the colors are more bright, so maybe having these more neutral shades, I would like reach for it more. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, I have a lot of blush right now, you know, so I think I would want to declutter before adding these to my collection. But it's not off the table for the Sephora sales event. I may pick this up during the sale, just depending on how it looks in person and how they swatch in person, you know? So these just came out March 8th. They're online as well as in stores. Urban Decay, they're coming out with a new foundation. It's a liquid foundation with niacinamide. This looks so interesting to me. I'm trying to remember, like I'm trying to think of what this reminds me of. They kind of look like they're going to be very, very slim. It's called the Face Bond Waterproof Liquid Foundation. 3-in-1 combines foundation, serum, and setting powder. It says it's a self-setting powder that absorbs sweat and oil, offering a natural finish for up to 24 hours. Lightweight for all skin types. Okay, I didn't read this description that well because I didn't know that it was supposed to also have like some powder in it. Ooh, that's really interesting. It comes in 40 shades. I will say, when it comes to Urban Decay complexion products, I always have like a perfect match within their line. So that's always really nice. No matter what season and how light or dark my complexion is, I always find like a perfect match. And I really love Urban Decay for that. Maybe I will pick this one up because before I was kind of on the fence and I was like, it's okay. I'm not that interested. But now I'm like, this sounds really interesting because it's giving me Danessa Myricks blurring balm vibes, you know, with their absolate that they have within it that's supposed to like absorb the oils as you're wearing it. This makes it sound like that's also going to be the case with this foundation. I'm not super crazy about this packaging though. I wonder how big it is. Like I wonder how compact it is. Looking at the shade range, I would probably be 21 medium neutral. Yeah, I'm going to have to go into stores and check this out when it releases and I'll let you guys know. Do you want to see this one? Like, do you want to see a wear test? Because it says 24 hours, so I always like to test those out to see how it does, especially for me as an oily girl. And while we're going into the hotter months, I want to test out more long wearing stuff. So let me know in the comments. I did see this at Ulta the last time that I was there. I posted like a shop with me on TikTok. These are new. This is the NYX Butter Gloss. It's for their birthday. It's the 25th birthday celebration. They came out with a couple of shimmery butter glosses. I don't think I'm gonna pick it up. I saw them and I was like, oh, that's cute. And I like the butter gloss formulation. I think they're really good. I like how lightweight it feels. I'm curious to see if this shimmer, like if you can actually feel it, because I can't recall a shimmery gloss that I've tried from NYX. It just doesn't look that interesting to me, to be honest. It kind of looks like it would be similar to Fenty Lemon Lava, but even more glittery. Like this kind of looks like the way that like Iconic London, their shimmer spray, you know, that same vibe. Like this looks like it's going to be really, really shimmery. So I think that one is going to be a pass for me. The Huda Beauty Faux Filler Ultra Shine Lip Glosses, I'm definitely going to be picking these up and doing a video on them. I'm super curious about them because these are Huda Beauty's very first lip glosses, which was kind of surprising to me because this, like a gloss, seems like something that Huda Beauty would have already come out with. You know what I mean? It comes in 6 shades. These are supposed to be ultra drippy. They say that they're so glossy that they're distracting. I mean, I'll bite. Mainly because out of the 6 shades, I would probably wear all of them except for that milky pink shade, but I'm still gonna get it. I'm still gonna try it out and show you guys what it looks like. It launches on March 13th. I'm gonna kind of gauge if they're gonna be in store that day, but if not, I'm definitely buying them online. And lastly, we have the MAC Teddy Forever collection. The same with NARS collections. I don't really follow MAC collections. I never have. Like, I feel like back in the day, that was the thing to buy every new MAC collection. I never did. But this one is focused on the Velvet Teddy color. I like the Velvet Teddy color. Oh, you know what? I'm actually wearing that today with a different gloss. I'm wearing Velvet Teddy with the Lawless Nudie lip gloss. Big fan of the Velvet Teddy color, but when it comes to this line, I'm not really that interested, if I'm being honest with you guys. There's nothing really revolutionary about these to me. Beautiful colors, but they're pretty standard, and I feel like I have other like eyeshadows that look like this. Face palettes, like I feel like I have colors like these. Maybe a lip color, because this, what is that one? That lip gloss, it's really pretty, but it is kind of deep. And I don't know if I would wear those colors that much, especially with like spring and summer. I don't tend to wear darker lip colors that around then. I was hoping that the liquid liner was actually going to be kind of like a Velvet Teddy color, like a pretty rosy brown shade, you know, but it says that it comes in black. So I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks. If the liner comes in that color, then I would get it, but because it's just a black liner, I'm not going to get it. So I think that I will probably pass on this collection unless one of the lip colors in person just like really calls out to me. All right, guys, those were all of the products that are coming out, and if I'm going to be buying them, if I'm not going to be buying them, let me know in the comments down below if you guys are going to be picking up any of these products. And also remember, let me know in the comments if you want to see me review any of these specific products. It'll kind of help me determine if I want to pick them up for myself and if I want to like test them out. So yeah, that's everything for this video. This was a really fun one. I kind of felt like I was like shopping a little bit, like window shopping with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you did by liking this video, but that's everything I have for you guys. Hope you found it helpful. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!